All right, so basically what he's saying in a nutshell is if you use a virtual server, then you can do whatever you normally do on your computer without hogging up your RAM and whatever else. So you can still watch your videos and do your other type of work. And most importantly, if you do something while you're learning, something that makes somebody else cranky, such as sending out emails or getting yourself blocked with let's say, Yellow Pages, it's very simple to change the IP address through your virtual server. And I've seen them as cheap as $8 a month and as expensive as $500 a month. I think that I know of maybe 300 or 400 people that actually use a virtual server, and I think the average cost of what they're paying is less than $10. So for $10, if you can get for $10 a month, if you can be safe and be able to do everything you want to be able to do, I personally, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. What do you guys think? Does that clear it up to you guys? Do you understand now? Give me a 1 if you understand, a 0 if you do not, and you need me to explain a little bit more. Okay, so far I'm seeing a bunch of 1s. I haven't seen any 0.
Steve, people are asking what virtual server you use.
I'll go ahead and drop that into the chat for everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and
And
push it
what
up
does
in
that
just a
cost?
second.
And what does that cost?
They show it at $15 a month, but if you do a automatic billing through PayPal, they reduce it down to 10. And it's a pretty herky server. I mean, it's got dual processors. I think it's either 2 or 4 gigs of RAM, and like 70 gigs of storage or 100 gigs of storage or whatever. More than enough to run Profit Renegade.
Um,
George Steiner wants to know requirements. George, there's only really 2 requirements. You want to make sure that it has the bandwidth. So you don't want to buy anything that throttles or limits your bandwidth. And the other would be the more RAM that you can afford, that you're comfortable with, the better. For instance, I run Profit Renegade on my laptop often, and I'm usually running it inside my VM. So that cuts my RAM in half. So I'm actually running Profit Renegade with about 8 gigs of RAM, and it flies. But I have a huge amount of bandwidth. Does that answer your question, George? George Steiner? I am not seeing. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Sorry, George, I didn't see it when you answered. Matt Olette. I just purchased a VS through Steve's recommended provider. Is there a video in the members area showing how to install Profit Renegade on the VS? No, there's nothing for you to do different, Matt. All you do is right-click on the installer, click Run as Administrator, and then do that, and that's it. Just click Next, 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 OK. And then it should open up, put in your password information, run it, and as soon as you have some data in the window, go in and click the button that says Auto Save in your options. And if it saves without crashing or popping up an error, then that means that everything is perfect. You're good to go. If you get the error, that means just turn it off, set your permissions for your server folder. If that doesn't, if you don't know how to do that, go into members area and watch the video that says show or learn how to set the permissions on your folders. Do you understand that, Matt? Olette? By the way, am I pronouncing your name right? Matt Olette? Yes, excellent. All right, good deal. Is there any other virtual server questions? You're more than welcome, Matt. Anybody else have any other virtual server questions? Steve, that link you put up there, is that a... Oh, you did you put the link up yet, Steve?
yeah, it's in the chat
Yes, I
box.
dropped it in the chat. It's not an affiliate link, by the way.
Vermac.com.
Oh, I just didn't see it. I want to copy and paste it for myself. I think at some point I should buy this myself just so I know what I'm talking about when I'm trying to help people with it. Hans Anderson wants to know how many times are we allowed to download Profit Renegade on computers in my own house. Thank you. Hans, it works like this. If you can install it on as many computers as you want. If you open it up more than 2 times, So in other words, you have two running in your house, you open up a third one. What's going to happen is the very first one that you turned on is going to turn off. It's going to stop. It's not going to collect anymore. So you can always have two copies running. Now, the only caveat to that is if you own one of the higher end plug or one of the more advanced plugins, and you'll actually learn about that later. If you do that, then that allows you to have an unlimited amount of copies open under your name. It doesn't matter. Do you understand, Hans? Oh, I just saw you say that's fair. Yep. Did I miss any other questions about the virtual server?
There was a more noobish type question earlier on from Eric. Said might be fun to give a little day in the life or type of here's how Bob uses proper Renegade. I still don't know exactly how I would put this to work. So I can say my version, and then I guess Ricky, you can say your version, and Steve, if you
Okay.
want to chime in as well. But pretty much, Eric, this is a lead generation tool. You can go out there, you can find leads that you can sell services to. In short, that is what Profit Renegade does. It allows you to find leads, and you can contact those leads and sell them some shit. You know, sell them SEO services, sell them leads, sell them Facebook advertising, sell them a new website, sell them a mobile website, sell them whatever, whatever service you can provide. You can sell them that, and Profit Renegade allows you to find those people a lot easier because with Profit Renegade you can find people that have a website, don't have a website, have a website that's mobile optimized or not mobile optimized. Find people that are paying for ads right now and are not paying for ads. People that have an email, things like that. So you can get real specific on the kind of people you want to find, contact them, and sell them something. So in short, it allows you to find leads that you can sell things to. And Rick, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm used to the old walkie-talkies, over. Okay, so I see a good question from somebody. I just want to find it real quick. I'm just looking for it. Greg Simmons. The answer to your question is yes. I just haven't uploaded to the server. I found out Sunday evening from Microsoft that they're putting out another update this morning on Monday, and I wanted to not put that update up until after I confirmed that everything is working after the new Microsoft update, considering what the fiasco was from the last one. So as long as when we're done with this webinar, when I go to run everything and it doesn't screw up on the other computer that I allowed to download on, then I'll be uploading that and you won't have any problem. Understand, Greg Simmons? Excellent. And yes, damn Microsoft. That's straight from that was Greg Simmons' reply. Damn Microsoft. And trust me, I agree with that. Eric Kinney says he sells advertising, so he totally understands what you're saying, Josh. He gets it completely.
Rick, there's a question from George Steiner in regards to Profit Renegade crashing when he hits yes from auto recovery.
Okay, hang on. Oh yeah, I sent him a reply, but let me just ask him. George, I'm only talking to George real quick. When you click yes and it crashes, are you using the Google plugin? The G-Spot or the Google Places? Yes? Okay, as far as I know, that is the only plugin that does it on. If you click no, and if you click no, it won't crash. And then you can just import by going into your temporary grid folder and go ahead and import those leads back in. It just won't restart for you from where you picked up. I will have that fixed. Actually, I think I also fixed that bug. I just haven't released it yet. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm like 70% sure I fixed that, but I'm not 100% sure. Michael wants to know if the Facebook plugin scrapes groups. No, it does not, and it won't ever. That is the way to get your Facebook account terminated. That is the way to get your IP address from Facebook blocked, and that is the way to really piss off Facebook and make them call your ISP and get your internet shut off. So it does not now, and it never will scrape groups. Do you understand, Mike? Eric Kinney, if yours says Mobile Renegade, well, it depends. If you bought Mobile Renegade back in the day, then it should say Mobile Renegade for now. You've got about 30 more days, and then you'll have Profit Renegade. Unless you went and you purchased Profit Renegade, then it should say Profit Renegade right now in all its glory. Hickey wants to know what Facebook scrapes exactly. It scrapes all the business fan pages, or not fan pages. I think that's what they used to call them. It scrapes all the business pages. So if you type in restaurant in Orlando, it's going to go find all the restaurants in Orlando. It's going to tell you name, address, how many likes, how many pokes, and whatever those things are called. And then it's going to give you, also the email address. And if they have a contact name, like a manager name or whatever, it'll grab that for you also. Oh, you're welcome, Lorenzo. New purchase, unsure why. Okay, Eric, hit me up in the Facebook group tomorrow. I'll get you sorted out. Or just go into the Profit Renegade or uninstall Mobile Renegade through your Windows. Go back into the Profit Renegade membership site, click download, and use that one and install, and you should be good to go. And you can do that on your own. If not, just hit us up in Facebook tomorrow, and I'll help you out. Guy B, that's because I'm an idiot. He said when I click on members area in the PR interface, it brings me to the Mobile Renegade member site. Yeah, Guy, because I am so used to typing Mobile Renegade for the last 4 years, I forgot to type profit instead of mobile, and I need to fix that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write that down. All right, so we've gotten off the track with the VPSs, and Yob Leron's bringing us right back. Steve, you want to answer that?
I think he said it's the lowest, the $10 a month package.
Like I said, you'll get $10 a month if you opt for automatic payment. So the one I sent you, it's going to say $15, but when you sign up, they'll give you a $5 a month break if you opt to let them bill you automatically.
What he wants to know how much RAM and gigabytes and blah blah blah.
I sent him the model.
Oh, okay, cool. Everybody have the virtual questions answered? Give me a 1 if you do, a 0 if you're confused or you have a question about the virtual servers. I just want to get that. Okay, Robert, answer or ask me, Robert, what your question is. He wants the model details from you, Steve. Robert Tyson. He also wants to go over the FTP download of the software. Well, are you talking Profit Renegade, Robert? What do you mean FTP download? Guy B also wants the info, Steve.
I just went ahead and put it into public.
Also, I think we brought up in last session possibly setting up a virtual server service where we set it up for you. Not sure if you guys are still interested in that, but if you are, we can still probably put that together because I know it can get a little techy setting some of this up.
Oh, okay. So we're talking. Okay. Let's just ask everybody that in a moment. That might be a good idea. Robert, do you mean how do you download and install Profit Renegade on the virtual server? Okay. All you do is open up the membership site on the virtual server. You know, open up your browser, go to members.profitrenegade.com, log in, click on download, download it to your desktop, right-click on the exe, and click Run as Administrator. That's all you should have to do. And the next time you open it and there's an update, it should tell you there's an update. Then you have two choices, yes or no. Pick yes. All right, Robert Tyson got that answered. So there's no more virtual server questions. Let's try this real quick. Yeah, give me a 1 if you're interested in Steve or me or Josh or all of us setting up the virtual server for you. That means you give us money, we go buy it, we set it all up, we put Profit Renegade on there, we get this, we prove, I don't know, we set up a campaign, we make sure it works, and then we give you the username and password. So 4, 5, 6, holy crap, that's a lot. Come on, keep the ones coming. Give me a 0 if no. 1, 1, 1. 111. Depends on cost. Well, I guess that's a pretty darn good question, Eric. I've never done it before. Steve, you're a system administrator. What does something like that normally cost? And then,
I think we had spoken being a $97 one-time fee.
how's that sound for you guys? By the way, we're not selling that right now. We're just asking questions. Give me a one if you think 97 bucks is a good price to get that done for you. I only see 1 0, 2 zeros, mostly ones. Michael Holt says it's fair. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let us get our ducks in a row. By that I mean, well, Guy, I'm with you. I do it myself also. As a matter of fact, if you know how to do it, I would suggest doing it. We're not trying to make money off this. We're just trying to be helpful. But, you know, I guess we got to, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. You know what I'm saying. Maybe we'll send out an email in a couple of days after we get our ducks in a row and say, hey, here, if you want us to do it, fill this out and click submit. You guys want us to do that? Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to you guys. I mean, Steve, Josh, does that sound good to you? A couple days?
Yeah,
And,
that's fine. What I'll
Yeah.
do is I'll create a form, getting their login information and stuff for their account, and then I'll go in and install Profit Renegade on their system for them and set up their VPS.
okay, we'll get. Was that the radio? I hope that's a radio.
No, I went to put my
But
phone
we-
on. I went to put my phone on silent, and it went off. I hit the volume button by mistake.
It sounded like you were
That's
getting raided.
hilarious.
And Schilling, do you really want to wait to get Profit Renegade up and running and making money with it until after Christmas? And Schilling. Well, I'm going to answer for you. You really don't, because Christmas time is a great time for people who advertise to give you money. You have gifts to buy, but you also have advertising to sell. So if you have people who have are lacking on mobile websites where you're selling product, you should talk to them, sell them a couple of mobile sites. If you have crappy sites, you can upgrade them. This is that time of year. It's getting to be that time of year where anybody that's into web development, anybody that's into graphics, anybody that's into copywriting, anybody that's into restaurant menu adjusting, anybody that's into selling anything that has anything to do with advertising whatsoever really ramps up their spending. And I'm sorry, yeah, they wrap up their spending, and the people that are selling those services, like most of you guys who actually have Profit Renegade, have the ability to do so. This is the time of year where you go out and you make enough money to give yourself a nest egg and a big fat cushion for the rest of the year. I know a lot of people who just work for the next 3 months and that's it. They don't work for the rest of the year. That's not me. I work every day like a fool. But I mean, that is what you have in your hands. You've already purchased it. You already got it. So I mean, there's no sense in not using it till after Christmas. Does
Here's
everybody
the
get that?
deal. Here's the deal that Rick's trying to explain is that most brick and mortar businesses, they either have to spend money or pay it to IRS. I have customers that contact me in November and December, and what they tell me is go ahead and bill me now for your services. We can do it after the first of the year, but bill me now so I can take it as a write-off on my taxes. So that's why this is such an opportune time of year.
I think that's a great point, Steve. Jim P. No, I haven't looked at that yet. I plan to. December is the best. Mike Moffat. December is the best month to sell businesses. Absolutely, Mike. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I think I read a statistic somewhere that's probably not real or not accurate, but it's probably accurate enough to make a lot of sense. And I read somewhere that businesses during the Christmas or during the Thanksgiving through Christmas holiday, their advertising budget goes up by 70% of, or I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying it wrong. They spend 70% of their entire advertising budget for the year between the Thanksgiving and Christmas events. Like I said, I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds true enough that it sounds good, right, guys?
Yeah, I know. As an affiliate, I mean, my commissions, especially for Amazon, shoot through the roof. Starting within actually this week, usually November 15th, all the way up until January 15th, things just start going hog wild. People just start spending all types of money. And I'm sure it's because of that. Other people are advertising, they increase their budgets and just go crazy.
They have no choice. I know a lot of these storefronts, they make all their money during the events, and then in the rest of the year, any extra money they make is that's it. It's extra. You know, it wasn't planned
Hmm.
for, and they're happy with it. I've got three really good questions. One from Ted Baker, got one from Guy B, and one from Eric Kinney. Let me run through these real quick. Also, is everybody keeping track of the time, like Josh or Steve? Because we said what, like 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll go into the.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're at the 30 minute mark now, but we spoke like small talk for the first 5 minutes or so.
All right. Ted Baker, I'm just going to answer your question right to you. It means you're doing something wrong. If you can go into the Facebook group tomorrow, anytime tomorrow, people in there, and you put that exactly how you wrote it there, people in there will help you. If by the end of the evening, if nobody's helped you and I have free time, I'll help you myself in there. Um, do you understand that, Ted Baker? Give me a one if you do. No problem, Ted. You're more than welcome. Guy B, I've tried to use HMTP proxy, so I tried to email using Gmail, but I can't for the life of me get it to work. Is there any way you could settle the why no Gmail, Hotmail, AOL? Yeah, I could, but it's going to cost you, buddy. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to think of the best way to answer that. First of all, I don't know what HMTP proxy is, so I'm going to have to skip that. I'm going to go right to the can you settle why no Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, etc. The best way to describe it is this. AOL has been around forever. You guys know that, right? You remember the old discs that they would hand out when people didn't know what the internet was to get online for free? You guys all remember that, right? Or most of you do? So, Hotmail, same thing. They were one of the first people to put out a free email service. Um, and then that was followed up by Gmail a little bit later. But the point is, these guys have been around for a really long time, and the spammers, the real spammers, the people that sent, 15, 20, 50 million emails a day, what they did was is they would make as many free Gmail accounts, as many free AOL accounts, as many free Hotmail accounts as they possibly could. They made robots to make the accounts, and then they would send mail through them. So all, and I mean all of the better internet service providers started blocking them and putting on huge amounts of filters. So anything coming from those three that you particularly mentioned, Guy, is going to have to go through more scrutiny than any other service. So you're already starting you're starting behind the eight ball. So what you really want is fresh domains or something along those lines. Yeah, even okay, hang on. Let me just finish that. So what you guys really want to do is to get fresh domains that haven't been tainted by other idiots um, who are doing everything wrong and sending out all kinds of funky emails that you yourself would be ashamed of. Um, so that is why I really suggest not to use the Gmail or Hotmail or AOL or any free account. And specifically, I designed the email plugin not to use those accounts because if you send out an email to a business and you put in the proper type of subject and you put in the proper type of remove link and it's to a business, that's falling to canned spam laws. But if you start making hundreds of free email accounts and sending through them, how can you actually realistically say, hey, I'm not spamming? How can you actually say to anybody, hey, I'm not breaking AOL's toss? You can't. So the best way to get around all that is to just not do that. Everybody give me a 1 if you understand, a 0 if you don't. Guy, I need you to explain what you mean by I mean SMTP proxy. Oh, never mind. I got it. Hold on. I totally get it. You're saying, are you trying to tell me, Guy, that you tried to send through an SMTP proxy through the email plugin and that did not work? The only way I can, okay, Guy B said yes. The only way I can answer that, Guy, is if you give me access to that proxy and I try it myself because I have no idea. All right, guy gave it to me. Let me copy that and save it. And Josh, don't forget we can see your screen. So, all right, I've got that saved, guy. I'll figure that out. Well, I don't know if I'll figure that out or not, but I'll look into it for you. Okay, guy? Thanks, guy. Okay, I have my own XML and domains linked to it. Ed Christie. Yeah, that's exactly what you do, Ed. Yes, Jesse. Yes, it's going to be recorded. While we're on the email, is there any other little questions you have, or does anybody has anybody run one of the plugins and not gotten the stellar results that they were looking for? Let's say Facebook or Yellow Pages or Yellow Book or whatever. Or is everybody just pretty much rocking and rolling with the scrapes? Give me one if you, Bill Harris Jr., you got to be more specific than NON. Oh, none. Oh, you have none. Oh, okay. I get it. Thank you, Bill. Does anybody have any issues with any of the particular services that you're already running? Robert Tyson, if you're not getting many email addresses from Facebook, you should count yourself lucky you're getting anything from Facebook, because Facebook right now is in the middle of a change. They started about a week and a half ago. I believe it's a week and a half ago. They've only rolled it out in about 4 or 5 states, and the rest of the states aren't getting Bubkits. So I have to wait a few more days for them to completely roll it out, and as soon as they do, then you'll start getting a lot of emails and links again. Does that answer your question, Robert? That, by the way, is for anybody that's using Facebook right now. They are making changes. I'm keeping up as fast as I can, but they roll them out state by state, and then they do like half the United States, and then finally about a week later they do the other half. And when that second part is done, then everybody's going to have a working Facebook. Yeah, Clarence Roberts, I do have a plugin for Super Pages. Um, Clarence Robert, Yellow Pages, United States seems to get more info. What do you mean by that, Clarence? Bill Harris Jr., can you give a list of non-free email accounts? No, I cannot, and I won't, even if I had one. And I'm not trying to be rude, Bill. Here's the deal. If I put that out here, every single one of you are going to be using the same thing, and that's going to be an issue. What you want to do is just go to Google and type in words like cheap web hosts, and then just search and find one that makes you happy. And when you find one that makes you happy, chances are not that many other people clicked on it. Wait, you guys didn't hear me? Clarence Roberts, stick around at the end of this webinar. I'm going to be offering all-in plugin and a Super Pages as part of the all-in plugin. Do you understand, Clarence? Okay, somebody asked me, no audio. Mark Middleton, you can't hear us? I'm guessing that's a no.
Yeah, he
right.
replies.
As soon as
No,
I
I can't hear you.
Okay, Yov asked a decent question. Let me see if I can answer this. If my domain name, Yov Liron, this is for you. Or this is from Yov Liron. If my domain name, which is where you want to send people to, appears somewhere in the body of my emails, will it eventually be considered as spam? Same as the term work from home is now considered spam. Okay, anybody can click this is spam button, Yov. For lack of a better terminology, and pardon my French here, people are assholes. About 1 out of 10 are going to click on this is spam, even when it's not spam. Even if you sent them a, hey, here's a video of some emergency thing that's going on in your house right now because some idiot is breaking into it, 1 out of 10 people are going to click that as spam. There's nothing you can do about it. That is why I suggest having multiple domains so that you can drizzle your mail out over the multiple domains. So if somebody does click spam too many times, you still have the other domains getting your mail in. Does that make sense to you, Yov? Give me one if you understand, Yov. Excellent, excellent. And weight-wise, how about Google Gmail hosted email accounts? Don't use them, Walt. Oh, okay, Yov. If I didn't get your question properly, say it again. Type it out again, but in the way, I guess. Just type it out again. I didn't get it. Guy B wants me to go over the green dot strategy. Um, I'll give you the very, while Yov is typing out that question, I'll give you the very quick and dirty version of the green dot strategy, okay, Guy? And then I'll ask everybody if they understand. Here's what I do in order to get a list of domains to be able to mail through. I drive to Walmart. I pick up the green dot gift cards. They're like, you can get them for just about any price you want. I pick up the ones that are 30 bucks. I activate it at the register. I come home, I get on Google, and I type in cheap and free hosts. I type in cheap hosting with free first month, cheap hosting, no money down, stuff like that. And then I just go through Google, and I open up the web page. I go straight to what their email rules are, and I see how much they can send per day. And if it fits a number that I like, I buy it. It's pretty much that simple. And for the $30, I can easily get usually 8 to 20 different domains on there. And that's what I'm looking for. Does everybody understand that? Give me 1 if you do, 0 if you don't. Weight-wise doesn't, but everybody else so far does get it. Wait, Walt, I'm sorry, I keep seeing your L's and I. Walt, what I'm saying is I don't use my credit card to purchase hosts. What I do is I use gift cards to purchase my host so that I can get a bunch of different hosts. Okay, Walt, you got it now? Excellent. All right, and there's no zeros, right? Everybody got that? Okay. And most importantly, Guy B, you asked a question. You got that, Guy B? Alex C, I get those gift cards from Walmart, but I see those gift cards everywhere. I'm just saying Walmart because I assume most people know what Walmart is.
George, all you need to do is put an unsubscribe link that says unsubscribe here or something like that.
So how many of you people in here are actually using the super pages? Give me 1 if you are. You guys like that super pages plugin? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Give me a 0 if you're not using it. Guy B's not using it. Rory's not using it. George, oh, lots of zeros. Okay. I need to know why. Why aren't you using the super pages? Okay, Guy doesn't because he didn't buy it. The other guy, the other like 10 people who don't use super pages, tell me why you're not using it. Well, Eric, I don't know what you're waiting for, buddy. Okay, those two didn't buy. Haven't started anything yet. Tracy, why haven't you started using Profit Renegade? You bought something. I don't know what you paid, but I'm assuming you paid a decent amount of money. You should start using it. Guy B, yes, it's way better than Yellow Pages. Okay, so everybody that's not using the super pages just pretty much didn't buy it. Eric, I'll give you a chance to buy super pages in the all-in plugin at the end of the webinar. But for you guys who aren't using it, let me explain something real quick. Super pages and yellow pages are the same thing. The only difference is that super pages has vetted the customer or sends out actually plays television commercials saying they vetted the customer. So if they're in the super pages, that means they've already been a yellow pages customers and they've been upgraded for a ridiculous amount of money every month to be in the super pages. Also, another good reason of using it. So, and before I get into that, what that means is they're paying a large amount of money to do advertising. So if you say, hey, I saw you in super pages and your website sucks, you could say something like, hey, you're paying all this money to get traffic to your website and your website sucks. Give me a couple bucks. I'll make your website better in converting and you'll make some money off the money that you're actually spending in advertising. That's just, one simple little thing. Alex, see if that's happening, that's brand new. Alex said that some of the people appear to have been added without them knowing it. If that's so, then that's new. As of when I told you that, I hadn't like double checked to make sure that they were still doing it, but I just saw an ad for the super pages like I don't even think it was 3 weeks ago. So I know they're still running the commercials. I know that they're still getting upsold. The last time I called super pages and just to see what the prices and what were was, I think it's got to be 2 months. If you want, I could double check on that, call them up again, see if they're still selling it the same way. Alex, you want me to do that for you? Alex C. All right, I'll do that for you. Get in my Facebook group. Hit me up privately. I'll let you know what I find out. All right. Dora O'Neill says she was waiting for the VPS info. Oh wait, I read that wrong. I have not been able to install the software on my system, but I decided to wait until the VPS was installed. Hey Steve, you want to handle Dory privately, like in the text thing? Dory O'Neill, like the third question up.
Yeah, we if you guys are wondering about the VPS link and the company and the package, it's in the chat box. You'll see the link to go to and the model. Yeah.
Rory says that
Also,
he. Go on, Steve.
sorry, I was going to say, for those that are interested in the VPS service for me to set them up, I'm going to create a sales page. It's going to be a bare bones sales page and a form that I'm going to need your information for so that I can do it along with a payment link. Okay. So we'll have Josh send that out to all existing customers if they want that service.
Okay, is that it, Steve? You done?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. The floor is yours.
All right, cool. Sounds so official. I feel kind of old though when you call me sir. All right, Rory Bulware, still trying to get PR to work with proxies. Rory, it works with proxies. It's probably the easiest function in the whole software. So if it's not working, either the proxies are no good or you're doing something wrong. The most common mistake people make with the proxies is they're trying to use the proxies that use username and password. They will not, or Prophet Renegade will not use proxies that use the username and password. It has to be an IP lock proxy or it has to be an open proxy. Hopefully that's your problem. So if it's the username and password style that you're using, just go into your proxy cPanel and find out how to use the IP lock version of that same proxy service, and you should most likely be good to go. I know that's not specifically helping you, but hopefully it helps you. If it doesn't help you, after we get off the webinar, why don't you give that a try? If that doesn't work, go to the Facebook group, mention in the Facebook group what your issue is, and somebody or myself will help you out. Do you understand, Rory? Rory Bulware? All right, Dory's good. All right, excellent, Rory. Well, it seems like we got most of the questions out. So I want to ask a couple of questions that are going to help me make Prophet Renegade better for you guys, and then I want to switch gears and sell you a bunch of crap for a whole lot of money. No, I'm just kidding, sort of. So you guys okay with me asking you some questions? Give me one if you are, zero if you just want to leave.
And let me go ahead and send the screen over to you. Oh man, now which one? I think this one's you.
Yo, what do you mean automator plugin? Okay, yo, if you're going to have to type that question out a little bit more thoroughly. All right, so here's my question to you guys. How many of you guys are using this to send postcards? Give me an X. I know it's different than a 1-0. Give me an X if you're mailing postcards. Give me a Y if you're all about emails. And give me a Z if you're a phone person and you're using this for phone calls. Well, Lorenzo, I thought I know who you are, Lorenzo. I recognize your name, and I specifically recognize it now that you said X, Y, and Z. Okay.
Covering it all.
What's that?
He's covering it all.
He sure is. Man after my own heart. All right, let me. I'll check that out in a little while, yo. Okay, you guys that are mailing, you guys that are sending out postcards. Have you has any of have Are you guys like verifying your email addresses? I mean your the actual addresses. If you notice, or if you've sent out any postcards yet from Profit Renegade, you should notice that it actually gets rid of most of the bad addresses and it leaves you with mostly good verified email addresses. And it does that by using the behind the scenes plugins on these service sites. All of them have it. They're hooked into the postal service. I forget the name of the actual API that they're using, but all that information is supposed to be verified. If you're like me, you compile a list and then you send it off to be verified. You spend a grand or two, and then you get, the stuff back that's supposed to be 100% good to deliver. You can skip that part of the process if you're using Profit Renegade. You can just clean out anything that just doesn't look right to you, and then take that information and stick it on the postcards or your mailings without having to verify that. Were you guys aware of this? Give me a 1 if you knew this, a 0 if you did not know this. Okay, well, I'm glad I told you that. And now, all you guys that are giving me zeros, have you sent out postcards with this yet? Okay, I'm just waiting for the answers. No? Okay. All right. Well, that's probably why you haven't figured it out yet. And I don't make it. I don't put that in the sales copy or whatever because it's not my API, and I don't pay for the API, and they can turn the API off at any moment, and then we're screwed. So I can't advertise the fact that that's what Profit Renegade is doing. So this is between you, me, and whoever's listening. It will clean the list as far as address verification through the back end of each one of those services, and it will continue to do so for free as long as they have it running. So keep that in mind. Next time you go to verify your list, don't bother because it'll save you a bunch of money. Everybody gets that, right? Alex, that's a long suggestion. I'll read it in a little bit. All right, so my other question is with the emails. I noticed a lot of you guys said that you're not sending to, or you're not collecting with super pages. I'm only talking to the people using super pages at this moment. For you people that are using super pages who are sending emails, have you noticed that the bounce backs, the bad emails are at a minimum? I mean, they're like very little compared to normal. Have you guys noticed that? Give me a 1 if you have, a 0 if you haven't. Okay, so I got some ones. Do I have any zeros? Walt always verify. Okay, Walt, when you send through Super Pages, not the other services, but I mean, if you use the Super Pages email addresses, it's got a verification routine on its own, and these people are putting in their own email addresses, and other scrapers can't see them or get to them. So therefore, it's always good practice to verify your emails first, but with any verifier, it drops certain domains because they cannot verify it properly. So with the Super Pages plugin, Walt, I would suggest, if you're using those email addresses, I would suggest to try sending out a couple batches without verifying them through the service that you're currently using. I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised with two things. One, people aren't going to be such a dick to you because they're not getting slammed with emails from every other person doing the same thing. And two, most of them are going to get in. Or I don't mean get in. Most of them are actually good email addresses. Alex C wants to know how you send emails, how you verify without sending emails. There's two ways to do it. There's MMX verify, and then there's actually sending an email address and waiting for the bounce and returns. The MMX verify has been the standard for, I don't know, many, 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 many years. But most email providers, most email services have turned off the MMX feature. Or worse, they tell it to tell anybody trying to verify an email address that that email address is actually a good email address, even though it's not. Yes, that's correct, Alex. MMX. Yo, the answer is yes. That's a short answer. But yes, it'll eventually trigger the spam filters. Did I answer your question clearly enough, Yo? Good. Ed says this is a nugget for him. I'm glad, Ed, that helped you out. Nothing, Yo. If you can't, you can either. Yo wants to know what you do to prevent getting blocked or getting on spam filters or triggering spam filters. The only thing you can do, Yov, is to rotate the information that you're sending. So you don't want to send the same ad 100 times. You don't want to send the same subjects 100 times. You don't want to send the same domain in your link, thousands and thousands of times. You want to break it up. You want to rotate. Get it, Yov? There's nothing you can do to prevent it. The only thing you can do is to lengthen the amount of time before it happens. Yep, Ed gets it. You get it, Yov? Yes, link shorteners will work as long as they're not ones that are already blocked. So what you do is you create an email account, send somebody an email with that link in there and see if it gets through. Once, just one or two. I mean that manually, do it manually, and then you will know if it gets in or not. All right, so you guys understand that about the email and the postcards. Now, as far as you're welcome, Yo. So as far as the phone calls go, I forgot you guys who there was a lot of phone calls on there. I was the ones who make phone calls. I was kind of surprised with that. So the people that are making phone calls, the super pages. I don't know if the phone calls are any better or any worse than any other service, but I do have a service that you guys do not have access to, and I wasn't planning on giving any access to until you guys were members for a couple of months, because there's a huge learning curve to it. So I'm not specifically selling this right now, but I'm explaining it to you, and it does come as part of the All-In plugin, which I'm going to address here in a few minutes. It's called Manta. Is everybody familiar with Manta? If you're familiar with Manta, give me a 1. If you're not familiar with Manta, give me a 0. Okay, so I got a couple of zeros. Oh, I got quite a few zeros. Okay, but I got mostly 1s. So what Manta is it's the same as any other service directory, except it's not phone book listening or anything like that. It's a huge service. It's probably up there with oh man, I'm having one of those brain moments. Dun and Bradstreet. It's probably up there on the same equivalent of Dun and Bradstreet. You guys know who that is, right? Anybody over 30 knows who Dun and Bradstreet is, correct? Give me 1 if you know who Dun and Bradstreet is. And Hoovers, yeah, that's right, Walt. Dun and Bradstreet and Hoovers, it's right up there. Yep, okay, so everybody gets it. All right, so it tells you what the SIC code is. It gives you how many employees. It tells you how much money is being brought in with revenue, email address, blah, 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 all that good stuff that you as a salesperson would want to know. But more specifically than that, if they say claimed in the service, that means that they've verified the information themselves, and then the business owner has come in and verified the information. And you can get things besides just, actually here, let me show you. All right, I'm just going to show you. Can you guys see this? Give me 1, or just to give me a 0 if you can't see this. I guess that didn't really help. Can you see it now, Eric? Okay, so I got a couple of ones. You guys can't see my mouse? Can you see the general settings tab? Okay, so you guys can see it. All right, great. All right, so with the Manta, you can actually specifically search. Maybe I should back this up. I'm kind of screwing this up. When you search for, say, yellow pages or super pages or whatever, you put in your keywords and it sends out the information, and whatever the service happens to have, that's what you get, and it goes into the grid. And the only way to filter it is based on the information that's coming back. With Manta, you're actually able to search specifically for very specific types of clients or information. Every single one of these drop-down boxes you see here is a way for you to search, which means that while you don't get as much data back that you're looking for, I mean, you don't get as much data back as, say, super pages, the data that you do get is exactly what you're looking for. Do you guys understand? Give me one if you understand. Mark Middleton, the reason you don't see Manta is because nobody bought Manta, because I didn't let anybody buy Manta, and I almost never let anybody buy Manta unless they've been a customer of mine for a few months. The other plugins that are should be showing, if you bought them, I can turn those on for you real quick. Go into Facebook group tomorrow, tell me what the deal is, and I'll turn that on for you. But that does not, you did not buy Manta, so you should never have had Manta. If you saw Manta in the very first day that this was released, that was just a bug, and I fixed it, and you shouldn't see it anymore. Do you understand that? I'm talking to you, Mark Middleton. Okay, great. I'll get you squared away if your plugins aren't showing. Okay, so everybody understands that this is how you search with Manta. Now, so that's the great news. You can really target who you're searching, and you can build these beautiful phone lists, and you can build these awesome postcards lists, and etc. The only real problem with Manta is that they are a pain in the butt to scrape. By that, I mean you need to know a lot. You need to know what proxies are. You need to know when to use proxies. You need to know how to really use the software before you ever try to use Manta. That's why I don't give it away. I mean, that's why I don't sell it to anybody that hasn't been using the program for several months. That plus, I'm going to give you a little anti-sales thing here. Manta will give you gray hair. It's like Michael Holt just said, Manta is very advanced, and he's not joking. It's the most advanced section of Prophet Renegade. And if you don't know how to use the basics of Prophet Renegade, Manta will make you want to pick up your computer and throw it across the room. Hans Anderson, Manta does not work with Tor. If it did, it wouldn't be, all that crap I was just saying about being a pain in the neck wouldn't be true. It'd be super easy. You need specific, different proxies that have nothing to do with Tor, and they don't last long. You only get, depending on the proxy, maybe 5 to 10 listings per proxy before it's no good. So it's obviously something that you can't just go out and buy a bunch of proxies and be good to go with it. You have to actually scrape those proxies, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But take away the hard part. Does everybody see the value and understand why Manta is important? I'm talking to the phone people, the email people, and the postcards, specifically the postcards. Because if you send a postcard to the right person in the right demographic at the right time, you know you pretty much got a sale, right? You guys understand that, right, guys? Give me one if you do. Yeah, that's right, Michael Harvin. Very, very specific, targeted. And yes, it gets you past the gatekeeper. That's another thing that the Manta does. It gives you, assuming that it's listed, and almost all the ones that are claimed are listed, it tells you who the owner is, it tells you who the manager is, it tells you who the salesperson is. So you can just skip all that and go right to the person you want to talk to. Everybody gets that? All right. Okay, so that's the one plugin that nobody's seen yet. The other plugins that most of you don't have is the Better Business Bureau plugin. Now, I don't really want to run this right now because I don't want to get sidetracked on this. The Better Business Bureau, is there anybody who doesn't know what the Better Business Bureau is? Give me a 0 if you do not know who the Better Business Bureau is. It's no zeros, right? Okay, so everybody understands. Okay, with the Better Business Bureau, they give you a rating. That rating, you can easily see what that rating is. So you can tell if that business that you, as a person, want to do business with, you can see very clearly whether they've ripped people off before. I don't know about you, but I do a lot of B2B, and I've been ripped off more times than I can count. Hence the reason the Better Business Bureau thing even came into existence. I want to check. I know that the BBB in and of itself is kind of scammy, but I do know that they keep on top of the records, and I wanted a way to not get ripped off. So if you tell me you're going to give me $5 grand to do my job for you, I want to make sure I'm going to get paid, and that is what I use the Better Business Bureau plugin for. Now, what some of the some of the old timers with the other version of the software, the mobile Renegade version, they're using the Better Business Bureau for SEO purposes, because the Better Business Bureau also provides you with reviews. So if anybody has like a review section, it'll tell you how many reviews there are and how many are negative and how many are positive. So you could just scroll through the grid real quick and eyeball and say, oh, I want to look at that one. Does that make sense to everybody? You guys get that? Give me a 1 if you do, a 0 if you don't. So all ones. I don't see any zeros. All right. So you understand how powerful the Better Business Bureau plugin is, correct? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain to you what the all-in plugin is. Hold on 1 second. Richard Bowen's asking a question. Why look at them for reputation, man? Is that what you mean? You're asking me, Richard Bowen, if we're looking to see what the reputation is? Is that correct, Richard? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing, because I sell high-ticket products, items, services. Alex C., yes, if you sell reputation services, it would be a great plugin for you. I personally do not sell reputation services, but if you do, then yeah, you should use the plugin if you have it activated. Does that answer your question, Alex? Does that answer your question, Richard? You're not answering, so I'm going to assume that's a yes. Oh, there, Richard said yes. All right, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain what the all-in plugin is. I'm not going to show you anything fancy. I'm not going to show you a bunch of crap on the software because I don't think you need it. I think you need to understand the idea behind it. And if you just give me 1 second, just give me 1 second. I'm going to explain to you everything that's in the all-in plugin, and then I'm going to tell you what the more important part of it is. You just got to give me a second to pull up my notes. Too many windows open. While I'm doing that, hey, Steve Hayes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I wasn't sure if you're still there. Would you do me a favor? Would you send me over the sales page link I sent you earlier, the sales page link for the
Yeah.
all-in thing? Just Skype it over
Okay.
while
1 minute.
I'm okay. Also, could you do me a huge favor? I forgot to do something. Could you make a kick me to or a short link for that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, great. Yeah, we'll drop the ball on that one. All right, guys, give me 1 more second. I'm pulling up my notes here. This is kind of important. Okay, so while Steve is doing that, instead of trying to walk you through all this, I'm just going to explain it to you. The all-in plugin is exactly as it implies. If you have or you wind up receiving access to every plugin that I create or that's created right now. For instance, Steve, that's the wrong link. I mean the actual one that says like webinar sale in the title or all-in plugin sale in the title or whatever.
I'll have to dig.
Okay, I got it.
Did you
I'll
put
send
it
it to.
in the
Yeah,
JVZoo?
yeah, it's in the JVZoo thing.
All right,
But
okay.
yeah, I didn't want to blast that out yet. I just wanted to have that up, and I need a short link made to it so people don't have to type in that craziness.
I'll get a
Michael
link set up.
Michael Holt, Michael Holt's
I
asking
got it,
about the
Josh.
Michael Holt's asking about the window sitting on top of the other frames. Michael Holt, that's not really a bug. What that is the center part of that, or I should tell you that Profit Renegade's actually three separate programs. You got the one section that has the pretty drop downs, the second section or second program, which is the center, and then the third section, which is the mailer. And it's called modulated, and it's done in that way so that it doesn't crash, it doesn't hog up resources, and you can do anything you want with it. However, when I made the program, I wasn't thinking about people popping their Internet Explorer and other stuff in front of the software when it was running. So what I got to do is figure out a way to make it not look like it's doing that. Even though it's not wrong and it's not broken and it's not a bug, I just need to figure out the best way to do it. And I just haven't had time since I've been trying to clear out the bugs and keep the services working. You got that, Mike? I think you do. Excellent. Okay, so as I was saying with the all-in plugin, right now what you would get with the all-in plugin, I guess, would be the most important thing. So let me just grab my list and make sure I know what it is. You get the Facebook plugin. We were just discussing that just a moment ago. It gets pretty much all the standard data as well as the likes and the pokes and the checked in and all that. If you're into selling fan pages, which I know a bunch of you are, you should have that. It's pretty fast. It does get a lot of emails. Right now it is down for, I don't know, when they're done messing with it, it'll be fixed and or put back up. Some of you will still be able to use it right now, but not all of you, not most of you. The Thor plugin, which is a awesome piece of software. As a matter of fact, let me run that for you right now. Any of you guys actually using the Tor plugin? I lost the question box. Give me an X. Give me a 1 if you're using the Tor plugin, actually using it, uh, and a 0 if you do not, if you're not using it, but you have it. All right. I lost all my webinar functions. Does anybody know where they disappeared to? Steve, Josh, somebody?
If
Just
you
click
click,
that one right there on the right-hand side at the bottom of your taskbar. See where it's next to Skype? No. Let's keep going.
the little blue
Little blue
flower.
Yeah, that's not giving me anything.
Should be.
It
And I
doesn't
lost
show
all
you
my,
at least it doesn't show you the control panel at all.
yeah, that disappeared. Okay, so that just popped up, but now I'm losing all. Then there are the questions. All right, got it. Cool.
Yeah, if you popped out the question box, and it'll act as a new window, and you might lose it like in the background. But
All right, I got you. All right, so I don't want that one. I want this one. Make sure I got all the questions answered. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my life easy. I'm just going to pull up the sales window right here on this computer. You guys don't mind if I talk about it and walk you through each part, do you? Give me a 1 if you do, a 0 if you don't. 0, 0, 0. All right, great. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to walk through this page. When we're done with this, we're going to send you a link. You guys can figure out whether you want it or not. Personally, I suggest you do. Not so much for what's in here, but what's going to be in here. I know the people who are in this webinar, I've seen your name several times. That means you keep coming back. You're using the software. You want to use the software, and you bought the software to make money, right? Give me a 1 if you're here to make money. I mean, that's the nutshell. You're here. You bought the software because you want to make money, right? All right, great. Listen, I know how to make money, and my software makes people a lot of money already. But what I am trying to do, what I am in the middle of doing is I'm in the middle of making it better, making it more professional, making it more, I can't think of the word right now, but I have a lot of stuff. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to put a lot of stuff in here that is going to take this software to the next level, stuff that you haven't ever even thought of at this point. That plus I have a lot of experience, and anybody that has the all-in plugin gets the benefit of my experience. I don't mean I sit down and I coach you for 10 hours a day. I'm not a coach. I'm not a guru. I'm just a dude who knows a few things, and I help you out when you have questions, including business questions or sales questions or how to make email questions or how to send out postcard type of questions. You can ask me whatever question you want, and I'll answer them for you. And as long as you don't ask me the same question 10 times, we'll be good and you can keep asking me questions. Does everybody understand that? Give me a 1 if you do, a 0 if you don't. All right, I'm not really here to hold anybody's hand, but I am here to make money, and the only way I'm going to make money with this software, besides using it, is by making sure that you guys are making money with it. Because if you guys keep making money with it, you're going to keep giving me money. Does that make sense, guys? You guys understand how this works for me, for you? All right, good deal. Does anybody have a problem with that? If I'm helping you make money, I'm assuming you're not going to have a problem with that, right? I guess I should have said, why would they? Yeah, good. I like these answers. All right, so the Facebook, that's really good for you guys who are doing emails, especially if you're not doing a high-ticket item. If you're looking for any kind of commercial people, residential people, if you're doing MLM or any of that stuff where, you know, it's residential, Facebook is great for that. It's also really good for any of the businesses. The emails are very responsive. So that's the Facebook plugin. And as you can see here, if you went and you bought that, it's $47 a month. The Tor plugin is the next one on deck. The Tor is really complicated, but it's super simple to use. So all I'm going to tell you is that if you use the Tor bridge, you can use things like Yellow Pages United States, and Facebook, Super Pages, everything but Manta and the United Kingdom and Australia stuff will allow you to click one button and scrape forever for as many hours as you want without having to put proxies in or without having to sorry, I read somebody's question to the Tor. It allows you to do everything you want to do with just a couple clicks of the buttons and never have to worry about proxies at all for the services that it works with. Guy B, I'll explain how the all-in offers from the extended. First of all, the real simple part is the extended doesn't give you everything. The extended gives you what we're willing to sell. If you guys are feeling froggy, the base product was called, before we converted it to Profit Renegade, was called Mobile Renegade. I'm pretty sure you guys figured that out already. If you go to mobilerenegade.net, you're going to see that the base with nothing other than Yellow Pages UK, Yellow Pages United States, Yellow Pages Australia, and Yellow Pages Canada, that entire package, that just those 4 services was being sold at $154, and people ate it up like candy. So this whole process that we have getting you in and getting these plugins for, I'm calling it on the cheap, was so that I can get a new customer base that I can get familiar with, help them make some money so that we can get that ball rolling. So you understand? Yes, correct, Guy B. Not redundant. There's some things that will be, but not most of them. Alex C., you and I can talk privately when we're done with this. You got that? Because I understand what you're saying. You and I'll talk privately, Alex C. Alex, tell me yes or no that you understood, that you heard me. Yeah, just go to my Facebook group. Do you know how to get to it? Does anybody here not know how to get to my Facebook group?
Alex was the same one that he was on the last webinar trying to get all the
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And I know. But I want to talk to the guy, and both of us agree, or meet of the minds, or whatever. Okay, so that's the Tor Bridge plugin, and that's the basic gist of that. You guys all scrape Yellow Pages, or have in the past. You guys know what a pain in the neck keeps switching out the proxies. Yellow Pages USA will scrape on Tor for weeks at a time. Alexi, I'll post a Facebook group, and Greg Simons, I'll post a Facebook group as soon as I'm done talking. We already went over the BBP plugin. nobody really needs the information on the email plugin, right? Everybody understands the power of the email, correct? Is there anybody in here that wants the email and just doesn't know how to and understands that this emailer here will help you do it a lot simpler than any or most of the other software that's out there? All right, good. I explained what the Super Pages plugin. I think most of you actually have that. So in that uh, aspect, yeah, if you buy the all-in plugin, you're going to have some other plugins that you already purchased, but don't worry about that. That's not the important part. I'm just going to scroll down to here. Guys, I want you to take a moment and understand this part right here. If you own the all-in plugins, that means you get everything that I have right now that's available and able to be used. You not only get that, but you get anything that I make in the future. So if next week something hot comes up, I'm just going to use LinkedIn for an example, okay? I do not have a LinkedIn plugin. I do not plan on ever making a LinkedIn plugin, but I'm using LinkedIn as an example. Let's say next week 20 of you guys say, hey, Rick, you know what? There's a LinkedIn thing happening and everybody's making money, and do you have a plugin? What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and investigate it, and if I agree with you, I'm going to make a LinkedIn plugin. I'm going to stick it into the software. I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to sell it to everybody, and it's going to start off at $100 or more. But you guys who already have the all-in plugin will get that LinkedIn and anything else I make for free forever. Do you guys understand that? Give me a 1 if you do. 0 if you do not. Excellent. Now, you see these things in blue right here? I'm about halfway done with the CRM for Profit Renegade, for Profit Renegade. It's about halfway done. It is actually already being beta tested by some of the people. It's not as good as I would like it to be, but we're talking about a month or so before that's ready. I have another plugin I've been working on. It's called the Manta Clone. It does everything that Manta does, except it doesn't need proxies. The Dun & Bradstreet, we've been working with them, or not working with them, we've been talking back and forth with them for over a year. And we finally got an agreement with them where Dun & Bradstreet is going to allow us, Profit Renegade, to connect to their database. Now, that is going to be worth so much money. I don't know what I'm going to sell it for, but I guarantee it's going to be a whole heck of a lot more than $100. Anybody who has the all-in plugin will have access to that. The advanced Google search plugin, any of you guys who know how to do advanced Google searching, you know how tight of a response you can get back with the search query. That is gold. They charge you on a per 10,000 query limit. So if you're part of the all-in plugin, you're going to get access to that. And Digital Speakeasy, by the way, that's me. We pick up the bill on that. Do you guys understand that? So all ones, no zeros yet? Everybody gets it? Yes, right, Bartholomew, sorry. The simple answer is yes. You got that, Ray? All right. Now, the price is very simple. It's $97 setup fee and only $27 a month. This is actually cut down in half from normal. If you go to buy any of the single plugins, I know a couple of you did, and you know it's $47 a month. What I'm trying to do with this price is I don't want to give it away. I want to make some money, but I want to keep it low enough where you guys keep the plugins for a while so that you can learn some stuff from me so that we can grow together. My company can grow as your company is growing. I figure this is a nice, fair way for you to get everything I got, to get my ear when you need help, and to keep it cheap enough for you guys who aren't making enough quite yet to go out and spend, a couple $100 a month with me, which is where I'm going to try and walk you to. I mean, quite frankly, in a year or so from now, I'm going to try to get like $1,000 a month from you, and you guys aren't going to have a problem with it because that's what you're going to be making, or hopefully making more than that, obviously. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to do and why I'm doing it at this price? Give me a 1 if you do, a 0 if you do not. Excellent, excellent. All right, there's somebody had an actual question here. Hang on, let me figure it out. Michael Holt through PayPal, or is there a monthly option outside of PayPal? Not for me, Mike. What about you, Josh? Do you have any way to answer Michael Holt's question? I don't have a way.
Through paper, the monthly.
God be yes. That's
Yeah,
the short
no, the
answer.
best way to do it now is through PayPal, or is there a monthly option outside of PayPal? There's other options. I mean, there's other options, but not ones that we use, so I wouldn't be able to speak too clearly on that.
Of course you don't, Robert. Nobody does. Keep going. I don't have a Stripe account, Eric.
Yeah, Zaza does is another option out there, but again, I've never used them. Stripe as well, another option, but I've never used them, so I don't want to steer someone in the wrong direction if they have a bad experience with them.
Yeah, no, sorry. I wasn't able to answer your question. All right, so is there any more before I pop out this link, which I guess you guys can actually see? Um, who sent me the short link? Was that Steve? Steve, you
Yes.
sent me a short link? All right.
Yeah. If you like, I could post that right now.
Yeah, would you do that for me?
All right. It's in the group chat now.
All right, so you guys can go there and you can read on it and decide whether this is for you or not. Now, listen, I do like to sell stuff. You guys know I'm a salesperson. I'm really trying to go out of my way not to sell the crap out of this because I want you to take your time. By time, I mean think about it, whether this is for you. If this is something that's for you, if this is something you can see yourself making money with, if you think that you and I working together can make more money than you doing it by yourself, if you think the software that I provide can do that for you also, then you should pick this up. You're not going to get a better deal on anything ever. If you want to just piecemeal the stuff, you could do that. If you just want to pay, like somebody said, they just want to pay the one-time thing, go back to the OTO and you get what you get, and you're good to go. Um,
But
but most,
just to clarify that you do not get all the plugins with that on that page, and this is what Alex's issue was. On that page, you get what is listed on that page. You don't get all the plugins. You get what is listed on that page. Very different than the all-in plugin.
That's
that
correct. You get 5 plugins. You get the Facebook plugin.
you don't need to go you don't need to go over them, Steve. They understand. I'm pretty sure they understand. Um,
Alex still doesn't understand.
it's all right. Alex and I are going to talk tomorrow, one-on-one over the telephone or through Skype or something. Right, Alex? You and me, we're going to talk. Robert, yeah, I understand. Not everybody does, and they're not needed for everybody. It totally depends on what you're doing. Robert brought up a good point. He was like, I don't need all, or I don't want all the plugins. And quite frankly, some of you probably don't need all the plugins, and that's what I'm trying to say. If you think that if you bought the software because you're going to make, you know that you've got a plan. If you bought the software because you have a product or a service, if you bought the software because you know what you plan on doing, then the all-in plugin is something that you want to buy, and you should buy it right now. If you don't have that plan, if you don't have that service, if you don't have that product, if you don't know what you're doing, then don't buy it. Why waste money? I don't want your money on that aspect because that's just going to be bad. It's going to be bad for you. It's going to be bad for me. I want only the people who want to do something with this and do something with this with me. Those are the people I want you to go right now. Stop typing in the chat thing. Go buy this right now. And starting in 20 minutes from now, your life changes. Something along those lines. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say to you? Yeah, Hans, I understand. That's the problem with OTOs, huh? You get all excited and you buy everything, and then you're like, oh, crap, I could have bought something better. Smile. Give me a 1 if you understood what I just said. Give me a 0 if you don't. All right, great. Now, part of this all-in thing is I write a lot of stuff, and it's not very good as far as like, I don't know, it's not novel style, but it's really good information, and I've got a very good editor. I'm this world's slowest writer, but she's a really fast editor. So I've got stuff that's currently in production, I guess you will. I've got a book on how to actually become a lead broker, how to make more money than you can count, buying and selling and trading leads. I've got some stuff in the process of being written. And again, I'm writing this. I'm just slow at it, and I have somebody else fix it because I suck at writing. But I do know what I'm doing, so it makes sense when you read it. I've got how to take these different specific services and make money with that specific service. I've got a book that Steve and myself, or I guess it's more like a white paper. Steve and myself and Jen, we've all talked about 100 different ways to use Profit Renegade to make money. All that crap I'm writing, and at some point or another I plan on selling, but anybody with the all-in plugin gets access to everything I work on, period, including a piece of software called Proxy Renegade. It's part of the monthly fee. If you tried to buy the software from me straight up, you spend $300 one time, it's yours. But if you buy the all-in plugin, you also get that. It's the best proxy scraper slash tester that you've ever seen in your life. It's super complicated, and I've got zero instructions for it yet. But it's about a year or maybe a year and a half old, and that's part of this software package. I mean it literally when I say if you're part of the all-in plugin, if it has anything to do with leads and proxies and Profit Renegade, you get it as part of the all-in. You don't have to pay another dime for any of that other stuff. Richard Bowen, I'm reading your question now. Yes, Richard Bowen, short answer is yes. Hey Josh, you want to talk for like a minute? I gotta run for a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, great. Like 2 minutes or less.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So just like Rick just said, you're getting everything. So with the all-in plugin, you're pretty much joining the club where you get everything, anything. If Rick decides to release 10 plugins between now and tomorrow, you would get access to all of them. If you're not part of the all-in plugin, then you would have to individually buy each and every plugin. And like you said, each plugin that he releases will be different prices. So there'll be, anywhere from 97 bucks a month, and he has some that are up to $300, like he just said. And then there's some that are 37 bucks a month, 47 bucks a month. But if you're part of the all-in plugin, then you get access to everything as it comes out, plus everything that is already out. Clarence is asking, will this ever be a affiliate? We do have an affiliate program on JVZoo for Profit Renegade. See if there's any other questions. Dory, are you going to offer a lifetime option? No, we can't offer a lifetime option on the all-in plugin. You guys can see it's very, very valuable, way too valuable to offer as a one-time payment, because Rick, goes week in, week out, writing new features, writing new plugins, creating new stuff. And it's just not worth it to set it as a lifetime option. So we did offer 5 plugins for 67 bucks, which even that was an insane offer.
Yeah, we got in arguments over that. Josh wanted you guys to get something awesome. Steve wanted you guys to get something awesome because you were customers of his. Me, the programmer, said hell no enough times that we argued over it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
when I told him the 5 that I wanted to include, he's like, whoa, no, we can't do that.
Yeah. No, we're talking real arguments, people, and he won because, I want to make some money, and he wanted you guys to have something good. So you guys should all thank Josh right now. Wow, they're really lining up to thank you, huh, Josh? Oh, there's one. Okay, so let me ask you, how many of you guys came in here? I told you all last time that I was going to sell something this time, but before we go back to that, I just want to ask, how many of you bought this software but don't have a plan? Give me a 1. Give me a 0 if you purchase Profit Renegade or any of the plugins, but you don't have a product, a service, or a plan to do something with. Elliot Holmes, we sent you the link so you can get it. Okay, so we got 3 zeros, 4 zeros, a lot of zeros. What the heck? All right.
And before you jump into that, let me just quickly touch on Richard's question. Richard's saying, Josh, turns out I bought not only Profit Renegade, but also the extended purchase. What's the extended plan? And that's what I just talked about, Richard. So with the normal purchase, you got the ability to get access to
Some of the plugins.
the main Profit Renegade purchase on the front, and then the first upsell, you got to unlock 5 of the plugins that Rick has created already for Profit Renegade. So these are plugins that are already done. Boom, you can access them. But that's just the tip of the iceberg of not only the plugins he's created for Profit Renegade, but the plugins that are in creation for Profit Renegade. So we only offered 5 of the plugins in the extended version, but here in the all-in version, you're going to get access to everything. Not only what's currently already done, but anything he releases, plus everything that's already in production that as they're completed, you get immediate access to them.
Jesse Millars, you're thinking WordPress plugins. That's a completely different beast. This is, in our case, we're using the word plugin as additional options. Okay, I want to address the 7 zeros I saw because that's disconcerting. Hang on, I was reading what Guy B said. Yes, exactly, Hans Anderson. Exactly. Okay, Hans said he was going to pick up the Tor plugin. Well, we all know what the Tor plugin costs by itself. By the way, a couple of you got in. Never mind. I'm not even going to mention that. Listen, if you buy any one of the single plugins by themselves, you're going to pay more than if you buy this all-in plugin. And I know you guys don't know me well enough yet, but when I say one-time offer, I mean one-time offer. This is probably like a 2-time offer, but it's not going to be offered the same way. I'm not going to do it at the $27 a month again. This is that $27 is to get the people who want to get in now and get moving on this motivated. Later, it's going to be up. On how much up, I don't know, but it's going to be up. %, Jesse Millars, I think. So okay, so I want to go back to those 6 zeros or 7 zeros. You guys say one of you, well, six zeros and a sort of. One of you says you have a product but no plan. The other 6 said you don't have any product or plan or service. My first question is, why'd you buy Profit Renegade? But I'm not going to ask you that. What I want to ask is, if I sat down with you guys, I don't know, for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm just talking to you 6 people that gave me zeros. If I sat down with you for like 10 minutes, do you think, or 10 or 15 minutes, do you have any sort of idea? Because if you have some sort of idea or some skill, specialized skill, then I could probably help you figure out some sort of game plan. I mean, it won't be a full-on 10-year plan, but it'll be enough to get you started, I think. Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, listen. You 6 people, hit me up in my Facebook, hit me with a private message and say, hey, dude, I'd like to spend 10 minutes talking to you, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. That sound good to you guys? Guy B, only if you buy the all-in plugin. I'm only being half serious.
Awesome. So Lorenzo has purchased the all-in already. Hans purchased. We've had several people purchase, guys. So make sure you take advantage of this special offer. Like Rick said, this is truly a special offer. I saw one guy says that we should have offered a special deal for those of you that bought the OTOs. Guys, this is a special deal. Trust me. This is probably the lowest you will ever see the all-in plugin offered at, because, like Rick has said multiple times, he sells individually for people who are not part of the all-in plugin. He sells them for a lot more, and you'll see his emails as they come out. You'll see him offering them individually to customers to purchase. But people that get the all-in, boom, they get access to them without having to pay those extra prices. Awesome. Tom just joined us as well. Awesome, Tom.
Jim P, the answer is yes. You put them in, you put in the one state, and then you put in a different state, or you open up, or you make a text file and you put the different states in there that you want, and just load that in there. Or if you have a strong computer with a lot of RAM, and I mean a lot of RAM, like more than 8 gigs, then you hit the city function on the USA database. When it's emptied out, just put in a different state and hit it again. Does that answer your question, Jim? Thank you very much, Eric Bakewell.
And there's some good feedback there. Finally, Wall is saying that offer is too good to pass up. Joe is saying thanks for that offer, Rick. And Dennis is saying I will buy the plugin. So awesome, great to see some guys appreciating the offer.
Yeah, listen, Jim P, if that didn't answer your question, pop in the Facebook group and ask that question in there. People will answer it. For you who are not in the Facebook group or are not familiar with the Facebook group, it's a bunch of people that own Mobile Renegade and Profit Renegade. They're all business owners of one type or another. At least 200 of them are making some real money in there. I mean, they're not making it because of the Facebook group. I mean, they're making real money using the software, and they've been around for a few years, and they love to, help people out. So if you go in there, ask some questions. It doesn't matter how small or insignificant you think the question is. Paste it in there. People are going to answer. Yes,
Perfect.
Mike.
And Tom just joined us as well. Tom, Eric, George, awesome guys. So thanks that you guys are seeing offering this. Mike also just bought. Perfect guys. So remember this is limited, so make sure you guys get in there.
Lorenzo Hickey has a something fantastic that every one of you should understand. The D&B, the Dun and Bradstreet part of this that's coming, that's not in there now, but it is coming. It in by itself is worth more than everything you've paid and everything you're going to pay, because the people who actually purchase Dun and Bradstreet leads, they pay huge amounts of money to get the type of information that you're going to be getting for free. So that means that you can actually turn around, use Profit Renegade to grab Dun and Bradstreet leads and sell them at a higher price than what you could sell other leads for, but still less than Dun and Bradstreet in order to get that additional revenue. And that is just one of the upcoming plugins. And Brian Morrow just said boom, so I'm assuming that means that means you're in.
Dory just tried to purchase. I'm in. This is what I'm attempting. All right, awesome. So great to have you on board, Dory. It looks like you're trying to promote something for realtors.
Oh, yeah, she's trying to sell Ultimate Lead Mag and V cards for realtors. I get it. So what you're saying, Dory, is you'd like to talk to one of us about how to use Profit Renegade to sell to real estate people. Is that correct, Dory? Yes, please. Okay, Dory, I actually know a bunch of real estate people that use Profit Renegade. Well, they use Mobile Renegade. Same thing, though, just different look to it. I can reach out to some of them. I've already reached out to some of them, and I know what they're doing. The other ones I could reach out, get some information for you, see what I could do. Also, again, if you go in the Facebook group, I'm telling you, people in there love to brag and talk. And realtors, realtors, they love to talk. And so if you go in there and you start asking real estate questions, I am sure people will start answering them for you. And if not, I'll get the info for you.
Perfect. And Mike is saying this offer is a no-brainer. Hans, also a good testimonial from Hans, is I purchased the OTO1 and I still think this is a no-brainer. I don't think this software is going down anytime soon, like so many others that I have that stop working every 6 months and not very good either. Yeah, absolutely, Hans. This has already been around for 4 years and just did a huge overhaul to it, and it's only going up from here. So absolutely. And the all-in plugin is something that takes it to a whole other level.
Okay, Elliot.
Robert just joined us as well. Elliot just joined us. Awesome, guys. Great to have all of you on board.
Somebody said something that I felt important. Give me one sec.
Jesse asked if you can briefly talk more about the Manta plugin.
Yeah, I'll get to that in 1 second. There was somebody.
All right.
Oh, there it is. From Lou Smith. Lou wants to know when this offer is going to expire. I think on this page I put 7 days.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
can,
Oh, yeah. I wanted to touch on that as well. It said November 4th, so I think we just need to change that a little bit. But yeah, it'll be about 5 to 7 days, guys, that this will be open, and then we'll be increasing the price.
yeah. So the page will still be there in say 9 days. Only the prices are going to be totally different. I don't really know how long it's going to be running for. I suggest if you want it and you can afford to do it and it makes sense, only if it makes sense, only if you can afford it. I don't want anybody to buy this and go half an hour later going, "Oh crap, I shouldn't have spent $100." Don't do that. Please don't do that. But if you can afford it, get it now because the next time you do see it, it's the price is going to be quite heavily increased, and half the crap that's being offered right now is not going to be in here. This is the hey, I want to make nice with you guys, so we build a very nice relationship together. I'd give it to you for free, but I got to make I got a 7-year-old little boy. I need to eat just as much as you do. You guys get that, right? I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
And the plugins are badass as well. Plus, and what's out there, plus what's to come, just like the couple that he's mentioned already.
Dory, no. Also, that was it. That's man, I just remembered what it was. Somebody asked how do they upgrade once they purchased. I think his name was Brian. I don't see the question anymore. Brian, after you after you hit buy now, you're going to go to the JVZoo checkout thing. Then you're going to see a button that says access your purchase. Click that. That's going to take you to a registration form. Make sure that you use the same email address that you used when you bought Profit Renegade. Once you fill that out, it's going to take you to another page, and it's going to show you with pictures where every single one of your plugins are. And all you have to do in order to access the plugins is uh, turn the software off completely, count to like 5, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Once you know it's off, turn it back on, and then everything will be turned on for you. Okay, congratulations, Jesse. Also reading your questions. 51 months at $27. I don't know where the 51 months is coming at for Dennis. It's $27 a month, period, end of story, for the rest of your life, my life, the kid's life, the software's life, the computer's life, not
Yes,
51 months.
Dennis. Yeah, that's just the way JVZoo kind
Robert
of structured
Lito,
it.
that's because you didn't use the right email address. So you also, please get with me in my Facebook group tomorrow, and I will get that plugin. I'll get them turned on. It's got to be the same email address. It states on the order 51 months. Yeah. Listen, I did that in a rush. I mean, I made a mistake. Is the same email? All right.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
I'll
going
get
on,
that
Robert.
taken
I'll
care
fix
of.
it for you though. All right, Robert, I'll fix it for you. Did you get the Facebook link? Let me send that to everybody once again. If anybody hit this, if anybody bought this and for some reason your plugins are not matching up to the pictures that you see that I put on the thank you page, hit me up on private messenger sometime tomorrow in Facebook and make that the first word you say. I bought the all-in plugin. It's not showing. So I can take care of you guys first. Hang on, Robert. I'm going to send you a private message. Don't go anywhere. Robert Lito. Robert Lito, did you get that? That's different than the rest. That's just for you tomorrow after afternoon at EST. Yes, Robert Lito. Ed Walker, I recognize your name too. You've been around for a while, haven't you? I'm pretty sure I recognize your name. All right, so now I'm going up to, okay, I purchased, and as I said, I have a program that helps business owners with 11 full-time employees or more wipe out the business corporate income tax. So I wanted to understand which plugins will help me prospect for those size of businesses. Oh, Jesse Millars, the answer to your question is the Better Business Bureau, the Manta, and if you took advantage of the the bonus that I provided when you first bought Profit Renegade. It has a listing of every USA database with SIC codes and employee records and whatnot. Um, it's about a year old now, I think, so it's a little outdated. The next one isn't going to be available for a few months, but I buy that every year and shove it up there for the new customers. So if you have that, that'll also help. Did I answer your question, Jesse? A couple other plugins at Hump, but those are the two right off the top that I think will do you the most justice. Jesse Millars, did I answer your question? Give me a one if I did. It's called the email database, or something like that. Go into membership and just click on bonuses and pick the one that says USA database.
Perfect. Ed just joined us. Elliot joined us as well. Great to have you guys on board.
That's a convoluted thought, Richard Bowen. I don't know how to answer that. Let me think. Richard Bowen, that was to you. Yes, that's very similar, Mike Carlson, only I buy mine from a place that supposedly verifies and checks them. And at one point, I was using that to send out postcards, and it was pretty decent. It still need to be verified, though. Not as good as, say, Super Pages, but it's pretty decent. Chad Reitzma, what's the best way to use the USA database with the CV Ripper or directly inside the program? Use the CSV Ripper, Chad. Get the data that you're looking for, then import it into Profit Renegade, and then tell it to use the email digger and the mobile check, and it'll re-verify the emails and whether it's mobile and their websites. Robert Lito, that's a Skype address. Give me one if you heard that, Robert. Oh, no, I didn't realize that. All right, talk to me tomorrow on Skype then. Okay? I'm not turning it on until afternoon. I got to make sure this Microsoft update didn't screw up anything with the software today, and then put it online. Once that sucker's online, I'm going to turn Skype on, whether that's noon or 1 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, use the same Skype.
Yeah, guys, I am recording this, so I'll be sending it out, Jesse.
Okay, is my screen still being the one shared?
Michael just joined us. Yes, Michael just joined us, and he's saying that plugins aren't displaying.
That's all right, Mike. I'll get you taken care of. Hit me. I'm going to put out this Facebook thing again. Here's the Facebook. Anybody that did not, for whatever reason, get the plugins turned on, if you look at the pictures after you fill in the registration, you look at those pictures, and if it doesn't match, you know, all the red circles, if those plugins aren't turned on for you, let me know on Facebook tomorrow, and I'll get it fixed up. Lorenzo Hickey, we'll send out an email for the next training. I think then we need to figure out exactly what the best training will be for you guys, and I'm going to send out an email to everybody and pretty much just ask you what you want to be trained on, and then I'm going to take and break it down from there. Everybody understand that? That's how you get there, Michael Harvin. Oh, that's what happened, Lou? All right. So it's an issue between JVZoo and PayPal. We'll get it figured out. Anybody that bought this and didn't get their plugins turned on, contact me tomorrow right there at Facebook. Just hit me up with a private message, and the private message say all-in plugin owner, no plugins, or something along those lines, so I know who you are and I take care of you first, okay? Does everybody understand that? And Steve, did you see that? Did you see that about JVZoo?
Make sure to send him a friend request because he may not know about how to go looking in the areas for people that aren't on your friends list in Facebook, so please friend him too.
Who, me?
Lou was saying, I just got the plugin. Looks like JVZoo picked up the PayPal email address instead of my proper. They both should be the same, Lou, because once with JVZoo, whatever PayPal email you use to pay is what's going to be registered with Profit Renegade as well.
Thank you.
Unless you have two different, because sometimes what I see happening is people have two different PayPal emails somehow tied to their JVZoo. And I think what happens is some people they'll pay with, on JVZoo when you go to buy, you can pay with one email and then specify where you want the access details to be sent. So I think sometimes people use their PayPal email to pay, and then in the other email they use a different email to have the delivery information sent. So that difference in emails right there sometimes causes an issue, because JVZoo has that option where you have one payment email and one delivery email. So I think that's probably what happened there. Yeah, and Eric is saying your PayPal has 3 emails. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing as well, that PayPal allows you to connect different emails to your account. So um, it's not necessarily JVZoo acting up, but what you input into the order information is what could be the issue.
Hmm.
Yeah, Michael saying that was my issue. Yeah, exactly. So just make sure that you guys remember what emails you're using for what so that we can straighten everything out.
Yeah, in reality, you should just use the email address that when you open up the software, it's the first thing you see in that little box that says Profit Renegade. The second box down, that's the email that you should be purchasing with.
Michael saying, how do we verify email needed versus what JVZoo recognizes? It really comes down to remembering which PayPal email you are using when you go to pay for anything on JVZoo. That's what you want to use, the one that you're using to pay for it, because if the person selling the software has the delivery information already set up on the back end of it, it's going to use that email that you're using to pay for it, not the one that you input for delivery, the one that you pay for it, because a lot of stuff that us vendors, we integrate on the back end with JVZoo, it's going to pull that email that you paid with, not anything else.
Oh, I just understood I was just figuring out what Richard Bowen was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Rich, I mean, this is the best discount we can offer. I mean, we've had a ton of people on here saying that they purchased the upsells and they see the immense value that we're offering with this. So it'd be unfair to those people that have bought to give you an additional discount.
But at the same time, if you don't think it's the right thing, don't do it, please. Because I'd rather you be happy with what you have. It doesn't matter what you have. If you spend some time with it and you work with us with it, you're gonna do what you want to do. You're gonna make money. The other additional plugins aren't gonna make you better money. Money's money. It's just gonna help you do it easier. And Richard, since you mentioned your 71-year-old on a minimal check, I tell you what, be one of those people. Hit me up in Facebook. Maybe I can help get some ideas going. Maybe I can help you figure some stuff out. And the next time that we have a webinar selling stuff, you'll be like, wow, I'm good to go. Let's get it. Sound good, Richard Bowen? Just hit me up in Facebook. We'll talk. Maybe I can help you figure some stuff out. That's because it doesn't like you, Lorenzo. There shouldn't be a delay. It should be instant. It should be instant. Anybody that Billy Bob's looking for a link. Could somebody just put in the sales link again, real quick, the short one? I assume that's what he means. Lorenzo, Hans, Richard Bowen. All right, here I'm putting the Facebook group in one more time. And anybody that did, if anybody got the email thing mixed up, you bought the plugin, but it's not showing. Just hit me up tomorrow on Facebook. I will help you out, except for the one person who's going to hit me up on Skype. Right now, Facebook is faster response time than the Skype. So hit me up in there. Let me know in the private message that you bought the all-in so I could get you turned on real quick. Don King, hit me up on Facebook tomorrow. I'll help you out, man. Hans Anderson, hit me up on Facebook. I'll help you out. Just do it tomorrow, please. After, let's say, 12 o'clock in the morning. I gotta check on this Microsoft update tonight. Make sure they didn't screw up anything. If it did, then I need to fix it. If it didn't, that you guys are going to get an update here in a couple hours. Excellent, Chris. I mean Ed Cristomo. Ed's going to hit me up so I can help him with some ideas. So is Robert. All right, Robert Tyson. All right, tomorrow afternoon, I got you covered also on that. Is anybody sitting on the fence? They know they want to buy it, but they just haven't for whatever reason? If so, give me a 1. All right, so everybody got a hold of this that wants it right now? Any of you guys really want it, but you're just not buying it because it's either too much money or you just can't afford it right now, or more importantly, it just doesn't make sense right this second?
Awesome. Robert said, I purchased, man, so let's get the software going.
Awesome. All right. So not that many that. All right, cool, great. Listen, you guys hit me up tomorrow on Facebook, and we'll get this all rocking and rolling. And you 6 people, and a couple others that I mentioned, hit me up when you're convenient or when it's convenient to you, and I'll sit there and I'll try to talk to you and see what ideas that you have, and maybe I can help shove you in the right direction.
Perfect, guys. So I think we're creeping up on 2 hours again. So I'll put the link to order one more time, and like Rick said, you can hit him up on in the Facebook group and clear any final questions out. This truly is an amazing offer, guys. You're going to be getting some insane plugins to be able to really take this to the next level. And again, you're going to be part of the club. You're going to be able to get everything that Rick ever puts out for Profit Renegade. So make sure you get in there, pick up your copy. And someone is asking, is it Steve or Damien? I'm Joshua. It does show my name as Damien because I share an account with my partner Damien, but I'm Josh, Rick, and Steve. But Tom is saying he's super excited. Awesome. So great to have you in there. We've had several people purchase already, guys. So remember, this will be a limited time offer for about the next 5 or 7 days. I believe I'll get with Rick after that, and we'll put a timer on the page to let you guys know exactly how much time you have to take advantage of this before the price goes up. So that's it, guys. Rick, thanks for being on here as always. Steve, and we'll keep you guys updated with via email. So make sure you stay subscribed to the email for the replay, the links, all that stuff. So thank you, guys, and we'll be in touch.
Yep. Everybody have a great night. Anybody that bought, I want to say thank you for trusting in me. I mean, I know what it's like. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'll make it worth your while. You guys have a great night. I'm out. Bye-bye.